Even though most people will try again and again to lose weight by eating less, hunger will be a consistent roadblock throughout this whole process. This is a common problem shared by most people that are trying to start an intermittent fasting plan in which they have to spend a portion of the day not eating anything at all. Instead of focusing on forcing ourselves to eat less and creating an infinite battle between our willpower and our body's natural hunger signals, what if there was a way to just override these signals? Well, in today's video, I'm going to give you my top tips to lower your hunger in order to make losing weight not feel so difficult. First, let's start with the basic fact that when we're trying to burn fat and lose weight, we're going to have to consume less food than what we would normally consume to maintain our weight. Your body has no idea that you're trying to lose weight, and when your body experiences a calorie deficit, it'll take steps to make sure that you don't starve to death. One of these very first steps is to increase your appetite and hunger. There is no such thing as burning fat without feeling at least a little bit of hunger. This is something that you have to understand. When you're trying to put on muscle, chances are very high that you're going to have to eat enough food to feel stuffed. This is the opposite of hunger. It's the same thing in reverse when you're trying to burn body fat. When you're trying to get your body to use its own stored fat for energy, instead of using calories coming from your diet for energy, you're going to feel hungry no matter what anybody else is telling you. This is because your body doesn't want to use stored body fat for energy. That stored fat is there for an emergency situation. And when you cut back on calories coming in from your diet, your body thinks that it's an emergency, and certain hormonal changes will cause an increase in hunger. So you have to expect at least a little bit of hunger when you're trying to burn fat. But there are ways to lower the hunger response and to make it more manageable. There are two hormones that are primarily responsible for this hunger response: leptin and ghrelin. Leptin signals to your body that you're full, and when enough leptin is released, you won't be feeling very hungry at all. While ghrelin will signal the opposite. Ghrelin is your hunger hormone. These hormones are released at certain times of the day, usually based on your regular eating schedule. They are adaptive, so if you're used to eating 6 meals a day and you miss just one meal, you may experience hunger due to the schedule that your body has set to release these hormones. So going from eating 6 meals a day to fasting for a large portion of the day can increase your hunger a lot. To clearly see this, all we have to do is take a look at dogs. No matter what, at 8 o'clock at night on the dot, my dog will come up to me and start begging me for food. It's not like she has a watch that signals, oh, it's 8 o'clock, it's time to eat. It's just her regular feeding schedule. The good news is that your body adapts to new feeding schedules. The bad news is that when you first go on a fasting plan, it's going to take some time to naturally lower your hunger response. So you have to expect this when you start an intermittent fasting plan and understand that it'll become easier with time. Your body has an internal feeding clock, and the best way to change that clock is by taking small steps. Don't try to start intermittent fasting with a protocol like the warrior diet in which you eat only once a day. Small baby steps are best. First, try to eat breakfast a little later. Next, try to eliminate breakfast. Next, try to eat lunch a little later, and then try to eliminate lunch altogether if you want to create a longer fasting window. Eventually, you can get to eating 1 meal a day without feeling like you're starving to death. So that's the main thing that you have to know. You have to know that you have an internal feeding clock. There are other ways to lower your hunger as well. For example, it's a very common known fact that having some coffee first thing in the morning can help lower your appetite. But some people don't like having coffee on an empty stomach. Some people don't like having coffee in general. Luckily, there are also other ways to decrease your hunger. First of all, make sure you're eating enough protein and fiber, because protein and fiber are very filling. You can get lots of fiber from vegetables, especially green vegetables, and whole grains like brown rice. Filling protein sources include fatty fish, chicken, turkey, and sources like beans and legumes, which have both fiber and protein. Another tip is to try to stick to solid foods over liquid protein shakes whenever you can, because protein shakes are fast digesting and they will not fill you up for very long. You can also drink a lot of water. The reason why lots of diet plans tell you to drink a lot of water is because it actually can help reduce your hunger. Ginger has shown to reduce nausea and hunger as well. All you gotta do is peel some ginger into some hot tea, and that alone could help quite a bit. Another tip is to eat at a smaller plates with a larger fork. Believe it or not, research has shown that this is a very effective way to trick your mind into feeling fuller. The last tip that I have for you guys today is to eat more mindfully. When you take a bite and try to take a couple breaths as you chew the food, this will help ensure that you get the full taste and satisfaction out of that meal, and it'll give your body time to release leptin and decrease ghrelin. That's it, guys. I really hope that this video has helped you guys out. To see more tips and tricks just like this one, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, make sure you leave this video a big thumbs up and comment below. I'll see you guys next time.
Pump it.